Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football prediction on Betkraft. All right, today is another beautiful Sunday morning, and the last day of June. It promises to be a very exciting day with a lot of exciting matches going on across the globe. And as usual, we make our verdict on some of those selected matches, and we also remember we have the European Championship also going on, and we have the round of 16 where Spain will be lining up against Georgia. We also have England who will be up against Slovakia. All right, and also a host of other club games that we have that made up our tickets for today. And in a short while, we'll be looking at these games one after the other, and we'll be making our verdict on these very games. But before then, I want to ask those of us that are coming across our video for the first time who are yet to subscribe to hit the subscription button right now so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will be coming up on this very channel. Alright, that being said, let's head to the business of the day. And today we are starting with the first game of today, which is the European Championship match where we have Spain coming up against Georgia in the European Championship round of 16 game. And as usual, we'll take a look at how both teams have fared in the recent occasions, and also how they fared in the past 20, and then from there we'll be able to make our verdict. But we look at Spain, we'll see that Spain have been able to achieve 13 wins in the past 20 games that they had, and they've also had 4 draws as well as 3 losses, and they've been able to score 47 goals in the process, and they've conceded 14. While Georgia, on the other hand, have been able to achieve 9 wins in the past 20 games. They've also had 5 draws as well as 6 losses, but have been able to score 39 goals, conceding 28 in the process. All right, and when you look at how both teams have fared in the recent 5 games, you see that for Spain, in the past 5 games, they have been very dominant. Winning all 5 games that they played so far in recent occasions, including the friendlies and the last 3 games that they had in the European Championship. They've all won all matches. And Georgia, on the other hand, have been able to achieve 2 wins out of 5. They've also had 2 draws as well as 1 loss, and that loss was their first match in the European Championship where they played out a 3-1 loss to Turkey. And we saw them also defeating Portugal in the last group match of that group stage. So it is a very strong side, but when you look at the head-to-head proceedings, you'll see that the past 4 head-to-heads have always seen Spain winning on each occasion, and in this very encounter we do expect the Spanish side, who has a better quality, to rise to the occasion and win our outright in this very game. It is the home side to win. That's our value for this very encounter, and that will take us to the next game for the day. And the next game that we have is also European Championship, where we have England coming up against Slovakia side. And when you look at England, they've been able to win 12 games out of 20. They've also had 5 draws as well as 3 losses in the recent 20 games that they had. They've been able to score 40 goals and have conceded only 12. It shows that they've been very, very tight at the back. And Slovakia, on the other hand, have been able to achieve 10 wins in the past 20 games. They've also had 6 draws as well as 4 losses in the past 20 games that they had. They've been able to score 32 goals in the process, conceding 17. That's a decent side, if you ask me. And when you look at how they fared in the past 5 for both sides, you will see for England, they've been able to achieve 2 victories, 2 draws as well as 1 draw. 2 draws as well as 1 loss in the past 5 games that they had. And Slovakia also, on the other hand, have been able to achieve 3 victories, and they've also had 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the past 5 games that they had so far. So it is equally a very good side, seeing that they've been able to, we saw what they were able to do in the first match of this championship, where they were able to defeat Belgium by 1 goal to 0. Slovakia is a good side, and in this very encounter, do not expect it to be a walk in the park for England. It's going to be a difficult one, but we still expect England to achieve some sort of result in this. And our party for this very game is actually the home side, England, to win or draw and under 3.5. We don't expect a lot of goals in this one. It is home win or draw and under 3.5. That's our verdict, and that takes us to the next game for the day. And the next game that we have for the day, is in Argentine second division, where we have Nueva Chicago, who will be up against Defensores de Belgrano. When we look at the home side, in the past 6, they've been able to win 4 games out of those 6, but they've also had 1 draw as well as 1 loss. And the away side, Defensores de Belgrano, have been able to achieve 2 wins and 4 losses in the past 6 games that they had on recent occasions. So when you take it down to how both sides are fared from home and away perspective, you can see that Nueva Chicago have been able to achieve 9 wins out of the past 10 home games that they have so far. They've just lost 1. And of those 10 games, they've been able to achieve a 90% victory in the past 10 home games that they have. Goes to show that they're a very fine team, that they're doing very well at the moment. And away side, on the other hand, the Belgrano have been able to achieve 5 wins from away. They've also had 5 losses as well. Goes to show that they've been able to achieve 50% victory playing from away. It's a decent team, in my opinion. And when you take a look at the head-to-head proceedings, in the last time both teams met, it was Belgrano who played from home. That was February this year and won by 1-0. And prior to that, Nueva Chicago played from home, also winning by 2-1. So it is likely a home affair in this very situation, seeing that the past 10 head-to-head meetings for both sides have actually produced a very just over 2.5 on one occasion. On one occasion, actually, out of 10, so 9 out of 10 have actually seen an under 2.5. So it is the fixture that produces underwhelming amount of goals. So we do expect the home side to either win or draw in this very game, plus an under 3.5. That's what we expect in this very encounter. Our verdict is home win or draw plus under 3.5. And that takes us to the next game for the day. It is also in Argentine second division, where we have Colón Santa Fe who will be up against Atalanta. Colón Santa Fe have been able to achieve 2 victories in the past 6. They also had 3 losses as well as 1 draw. And their way side, Atalanta have been able to achieve 3 wins and 2 losses and also 1 draw the past 6 games that they had. So when you take a look at how both sides are fared from home and away perspective, you can see that Colón Santa Fe in the past 10 home games have been able to achieve 8 victories and 2 draws. They've not lost a single match playing from home in the past 10 home games. And the away side, on the other hand, Atalanta have been able to achieve 4 wins from away. They've also had 1 draw as well as 5 losses from away. Alright, when you put all that together, it is the home side who is likely to achieve some sort of result in this one. Seeing that the last time both teams met, Colón Santa Fe played from away, that was February this year, and that match ended a 0-0 draw. Seeing that also Colón Santa Fe have never lost from home in the past 10 home games that they had, and we could go for the home side to win or draw, but we expect also a lesser number of goals in this one. Home win or draw plus under 3.5. That's our verdict for that very encounter. And that takes us to the next game for the day, and it is in Iceland, where we have IR Reykjavik coming up against Thor Reykjavik. Okay, and IR Reykjavik have been able to achieve 2 wins in the past 6, but they also had 2 draws as well as 2 losses. And West Side have been able to manage 1 win. They've also had 4 losses and 1 draw in the past 6 encounters. And when you take a look at how they fared from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side, IR Reykjavik, have been able to achieve 4 wins as well as 3 draws and also 3 losses in the past 10 home games that they have so far. And the West Side, on the other hand, also Thor have managed to achieve 5 wins from away, but they've also had 5 losses from away. All right, when you take a look at the situation here, you see that for the home side, they've actually seen a scoreline that is actually over 2.5 on 8 occasions out of the past 10 home games that they have so far. And we've also seen a very similar situation for their away side, seeing that they have had a scoreline that produced 5-1 on 2 occasions in the past 10 away games that they have so far. But in this very encounter, it is difficult to separate to say who's going to win. But the last time both teams met was in 2018, and Thor did this side by 5-0 on that occasion. But for our verdict for this very game, we expect to see either side winning and scoring at least 2 goals. So it is 12 and over 1.5 in this very encounter. 12 and over 1.5. That's our verdict, and that takes us to the next game for the day, and it is in Sweden. Sweden's second division, Super 10, where we have Orgryte who will be up against Skovde AIK. And Orgryte in the past 6 have been able to manage 1 win. They've also had 1 draw and also 4 losses. And the away side, Skovde, have had 2 wins, 1 draw, as well as 3 losses. So bringing it down to how they fared from home and away perspective, see that the Orgryte have been able to achieve 3 wins and 1 draw and play from home. They've also had 6 losses in the past 10 home games that they had. And the away side, on the other hand, Skovde had 2 wins, 2 draws, as well as 6 losses from away. All right, and when you take a look closely, you see that for the home side, in the past 10 home games that they've had so far, have seen a little bit on goal scored on the high side. Seeing that we've seen over 2.5 here on 6 occasions out of 10, and the away side have also seen over 2.5 scoring on 5 occasions out of 10. So in this very game, we expect to see a minimum of 2 goals appearing in this very one. Seeing that the last time both these men saw Skovde winning the side from away by 2-1. So we do expect a minimum of 2 goals coming from this very encounter. It is over 1.5. That's our verdict for that very encounter, and that takes us to the next game. Also in Sweden, well, in the Swedish Women League, we'll have a Hacken women who will be up against Kristianstad. Right, and when you take a look at how both sides have fared in recent occasions, you can see that Hacken women, a very good side, have won their 5 games out of the past 6 games that they had so far. They've been able to draw 1 as well, and Kristianstad women also have seen a very similar situation, winning 5 games in the past 6, drawing 1 as well. And when you take a look at how they fared from home and away perspective, you can see that Hacken women have been able to achieve 8 victories in the past 10 home games that they had so far. But they have also lost 2 games out of those 10 games that they had so far. And the away side, Kristianstad, have been able to manage as well 8 victories in the past 10 away games, but they've also had 1 loss as well as 1 draw. That loss was actually against Hacken. That was a match this year where they played out a 7-2 victory against Kristianstad. So the last time they met was Hacken defeated this side by 7-2. All right, looking at the head-to-head, you could see that it is okay, the last time they met saw them playing out a 2-2 draw, which was this month, on the 9th of this month, and prior to that we had Hacken defeating this side by 7-2 playing from home. All right, so in this very encounter we expect the home side to rise to the occasion, seeing that they've been doing well of recent, and we know that the home side is a very good side. It's actually the best side in this very Swedish Women League. We expect to see a home win or draw and over 1.5 in this very encounter. Home win or draw and over 1.5. That's our verdict for that very encounter, and that takes us to the next for the day, and that happened to be in Finland. All right, Finland, the first division, where we have Mariehamn, who will be up against HJK. Right, Mariehamn have been able to achieve 2 wins in the past 6, but they've also had 2 draws as well as 2 losses. And away side, HJK have had 4 wins as well as 1 draw and also 1 loss in the past 6 games that they had so far. When you take a look at how they fared from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side have been able to achieve 4 wins from the past 10 home games. They've also had 3 draws as well as 3 losses in the past 10 home games that they had so far. And the away side, on the other hand, HJK have been able to achieve as well 4 wins from away and also 4 losses and 2 draws in the past 10 away games that they had so far. But what I've mentioned is the fact that the head-to-head meetings for both sides have always seen HJK being quite dominant, and the last time they met, which was in April this year, saw HJK defeating the side by 2-1. Prior to that, also HJK defeating again by 1-0. And in all the 10 past head-to-head meetings, HJK have always been on the victorious side, winning 9 out of the past 10 head-to-head meetings, and also the other one being a draw. Mariehamn have never been able to defeat HJK in this very fixture in the past 10 past 10 fixtures. So we do expect the away side HJK to win outright in this very one. It is a away win. That's our verdict for that very encounter. That concludes our predictions for you today. Football predictions on Betkraft comes to a conclusion today, and I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green. All right, that being said, tomorrow is another wonderful day, and we will be coming with our predictions, and until then, keep winning.